From the spectacular Red Rock Lanes in Las Vegas, we're here for the title matches of today's JBT event. Scratch division picking up in the 5th frame here. Eric Hatchett trails right now in a battle between the 1st and 2nd ranked bowlers in the Mojave Conference. Taking on Jakob Butturff. Jakob has the front 4, shocker to everybody, I know. Eric had the front 2, but then Greek churched in the 3rd, struck again in the 4th, wants to try and crawl back into this match with a strike in the 5th. But nobody's out of it until it's over, because it's endless 10th today. Oh, and he shreds that rack. Jakob qualified first today at plus 283. Eric was right behind at 270, so the top bowlers, righty or lefty, found them really playable today, even though the cut was minus 65, so. Well, surprise America, Jacob's got the front 5. Here we go. So endless 10th, if these bowlers strike on their fill ball, regardless of what else they do, they get to continue their game as long as they continue striking. So it doesn't matter if it's 280 to 104, as long as that fill ball was a strike in that 104 game, he'll have the opportunity to catch up. Obviously, the further you are behind, the less and less likely it becomes, but it's a strikeable condition today. So we'll have to see what happens. However, Jakob making it as hard as possible on Eric, as that's the front 6. No stranger to high scores in stepladder matches. These two, of course, had our historic 300 to 289 game earlier this season. 57 and 58 has been a historically extremely high scoring pair in this house. This is where the Tory ran 1150 and 800 on theoretical Scorpion. Very friendly lane surface here at Red Rock. Pin carry's fantastic. These guys are good. Once they carve out a hole in whatever they lay out, they essentially turn it into big old skid left and big old hook right. That's a recipe for strikes, and that's what these guys are putting up. Only that one massive error by Eric in the 3rd. Other than that, out of 12 shots, we've had 11 strikes. So much gets talked about about Jakob in the Mojave Conference, and deservedly so, but Eric has been right there all year long with really, really good results. Just hasn't broken through for that huge win total because he keeps getting stuck up against people like Jakob and Derek and others. That's 2nd miss for Hatchett on the left-hand lane. He's obviously not quite as locked in on that lane. And a different dynamic of the endless 10th, even though in an ordinary match Jakob would pretty much have this locked up already. Jakob wants to run that lead as far as possible because everybody knows that Eric is capable of striking forever when he gets his look. A couple 300 games this season, 4 for his career at TPC 300 game. 2 guys who can strike for miles from either side of the pocket. Make it 7 in a row for Butturff. P.S. Jakob not throwing his urethane cyclone today, the weirdest ball in the history of scratch bowling. He's actually using reactive today. He goes to the reactive when he wants to cover more boards, which sounds logical, of course. We've talked endlessly about that urethane ball that he throws straight up off him. He needs a little bit more pop on a ball to circle the lane a little bit more like he's doing today, as you see him standing extremely far right. That ridiculous wrist rotation, and you get 8. He is a supremely confident bowler as well, too. And obviously the results have been speaking for themselves. Flying up our career money list, our career title list. 200 up on Eric in Mojave Conference points. And finds himself right now behind Cortez Schenk in the all-conference points, but a lot to be said about that this weekend is they're at different tournaments. Jakob here in Las Vegas, Cortez chose to bowl out in New Mexico. Right now Tez has a 300-point lead, which sounds like a lot, but really isn't much at all over the course of the season, with the triple and quadruple points events still to come later on in the year. So it'll be interesting to see what Cortez is doing right now. I don't have an update on that currently. Anything you can do, I can do better going on between those two right now. I'm going to stick with this match all the way to the end here. ordinarily it would be garbage time. Eric has to work on finding a line, especially in this lane right now. This is his last shot he's going to get on this lane until the endless 10th frame starts. If he gets to the endless 10th, he'll start on this lane as well. Alright, so he needs to remember exactly what he did right there, because if he has the faintest glimmer of hope in this match, he'll have to start that glimmer on this lane. And what a crazy situation here. If Jakob happens to go all the way and shoot 300, he could shoot 300 and not have won the match. And make it 9 as he's just walking them out. My goodness. It just looks like a walk in the park for Jakob. And again, it was a 60 down cut. Can't say enough about how good these guys are at such a young age. Jakob just recently turned 19. Already, I believe, the 3rd highest title-winning lefty. He's got 18. I'm just double-checking that right now. 18's correct. And he's also got 10 in a row. Man, how snake-bit does Hatchett have to feel? He's been putting up numbers left and right all season long, and he keeps running into 300 games. Not just 290 games, not just 288 games, but 300 games. Jakob sitting at 18 titles. Next victim for him is another lefty, J.D. Nance at 19. Next victim after that is a name you might know, Andrew Kane at 22. So he's getting up in the big boys in our title count. Right now he wants 2 more strikes for a title match 300. A little bit wider. Does not matter. 11 in a row. We have had 2 perfect 300 games in title match history. Matthew Jones in 2001 throwing urethane, and Derek Acuff last season in San Diego. This is our 1019th tournament. This is our 3rd ever opportunity at perfection in a title match. On this shot right here. He still doesn't have the match won. Oh, it's way right. Oh, no! Boy, it held forever, and it's a solid 8. And first of all, tremendous game, but second of all, what an interesting situation we have, as Derek is currently leading by 88 pins, just shot 299, and doesn't have a darn thing locked up yet. Because I'm sorry, Jeff, you know who I'm talking about. I'm excited here. This is a unique situation. All right, so that strike means he has to get the next 2 as well to stay alive. If he misses on this, he can't obviously strike on his fill ball. So he must strike out right now for 231. If he does strike out in the next ball for 231, he'll then have to get the next 7 after that to get to 301. Which would win the tournament, because Jakob doesn't have an endless 10th frame because he got a 9 for 299. How wild is that? I want him at least to get the 231 part. Oh! Listen, it's no secret that there developed an awful lot of room on the left side today, but Eric's got some room on the right side too, especially on that right-hand lane, as that was a tug job all the way and got the 4-pin to a trip out there. So has to have this strike to go into extended play. If he does, he'll go back to the left-hand lane, and I'll have to keep on striking from there. Here's the shot. Oh, and here we go. Here's the deal, folks. Jacob's at 299. He did not strike in his fill ball. He's done. Eric's at 231. He did strike on his fill ball. That was Eric the endless 10th. He's now, he has to go until he catches up first. That means he needs the next 7 strikes to get to 301, which would win. Better to start this in the left-hand lane. I need someone to get the pin spotters on right away, please. What? Anybody. I need someone to get the pin spotters on. He'll start on the left-hand lane. He'll alternate frames from there. He needs 7 in a row to win. Anything else, Jakob will win. Spotters come up in just a second. buddy. So, recapping the situation, Jakob shot 299 and he's done. He can't do anything about it. Eric is done at 231 but struck on his fill ball, so he's got endless 10th frame. He needs the next 7 strikes. I wouldn't have the words for the thievery that would occur if he happens to pull this off. Yes, go now. The only person to have ever come from behind the only person who have ever been come from behind a pond was Cameron Smith at the bowling alley they're bowling at in New Mexico right now 2 years ago. It's the only time someone's been come from behind a pond. To have it happen to someone who bowled a 299 would just be unreal, but he needs 7 in a row to make it happen. There's 241. Where'd my marker? Thank you, Cindy.
Right here.
I'm getting this.
Eric only needs to throw the next 6 in a row, 3 more on lane 58, 3 on lane 57, and that would give him the title, 301 to 299. Here he goes for number 2 of 7. That looks left, and it held. As the pin spotter shut off, it held. The pin spotter shut off, but the strike is still good. He needs 5 more strikes to pass Jakob Butturff for the title here at Red Rock. The way that Eric's been throwing the ball, there's a good chance that this will happen. The pin spotters are back on. Eric is up on lane 57. He needs 5 more strikes to pass Jakob and absolutely rob of the title. Looks like a good shot, and the flat 10 does him in.
Jakob escapes. We'll hand out the awards to the top 2 finishers. Wild stuff from Red Rock. You gotta be here, folks.